He also says, "I just love college football, but what's your opinion on the implementation of NIL?" It's leveled the playing field in terms of the SEC dominance, but I will say at some point the bubble's gonna have to pop in terms of the money because Nate, if you and I are billionaires and we own massive amount, millionaires even, and if we the first of 4 champions that ever won a title in a jiu-jitsu championship. That's awesome, by the way, Fabian. I
Wow.
love that for you. But
Yeah,
anyway,
hey, congrats, man.
there at some point these people, let's say Nate and I are, and yourself are millionaires, and we own companies, and we want to give some money back to the team that we root for. You, Miami, us, Michigan, whatever. You're not really getting an ROI on it at all. Like you're just throwing money to maybe see your team get to a
Yeah.
national championship, and also there's no guarantee that these players actually stay for more than 1 year. Look at Troy Aikman, who said he's done donating NIL because he donated money, and everyone thinks it's Dante Moore, the player. He said he didn't even get a thank you card from the player, and he left within a year.
Of
So
course not.
I would
Yeah,
say
of course not.
at some point the bubble's gonna
Yeah.
burst and the money's gonna start going down, but we haven't crossed that road yet. So, but I would say it's leveled the playing field, but it's getting a little out of hand.
So my girlfriend's sister's boyfriend, Alex, is actually he does mixed martial arts. He's actually Muay Thai now, but he did Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for the longest time, and he trains every day. So I'm sure he would love to get connected with you. But that's really cool. That's a really cool background, and we appreciate you guys obviously watching our show and getting engaged. This is what makes it fun, man. When we get
Yeah.
comments rolling in, this really gets us going, gets us talking, gets us. I'm cool with talking with Ryan for hours on end. It's not hard to just talk ball, but we appreciate you guys always hopping in and dropping your comments. I'll say this. So I'm born in the state of Michigan. My uncle John Wangler played at the University of Michigan as a quarterback under Bo Schembechler. Actually won Bo a Rose Bowl against Washington, of all teams, oddly enough. And obviously his kids played at Michigan. Both John and Jack both played at Michigan, or Jack and Jared, rather. All Jays played at Michigan. Even his daughters played at Michigan. So and my grandma, well, not my grandma, but his mom actually created a chili recipe that she would feed the team for team dinners that became one of the top 25 tailgate foods in the country. This is according to Sports Illustrated.
Okay.
So, the Wangler name is well known at the University of Michigan. Like, it is very well known. And
Cousin was a
to
fullback
that
as well.
degree, what's that?
Your cousin was a fullback as well.
Yeah, Jared. Yep. Yeah. So there's a lot. My name is well known around there, and that's great and all. Like, I don't really like being like, hey, look at me. Like, I didn't have anything to do with that. That was really the East Side Wanglers that had more to do with that than us. But I've been a diehard fan since I've been little. And I lived through the Rich Rod days. I lived through the Brady Hoke days. We all did, right? Like freaking Nick Sheridan and Stephen Threet and all these dudes. Like,
That was just
the
the beginning
bad,
of my fandom. So I'm glad I
the
kind of missed
bad,
it.
yeah, the bad years of Michigan football. We lived through it. And I don't miss it. But what I will say is this. Even as someone with as many Michigan ties as I have, I'm willing to admit it's not fair. It's not fair. The alumni base, the money, the resources, the blue wall, we talk about it all the time in the state of Michigan. That's what it is. And I tried comparing the Sharon Moore situation to different situations like it across college football. Sometimes that's something that could set a program back for years. Years that could set a program back. In the past, it has. And before NIL and transfer portal, it 100% has. I mean, if players start to leave because your coach decides he wants to do the hanky-panky with an intern and then go break into her house, like, that's going to set you back years and years and years. You're going to have to build from the bottom up again. Now, Michigan's right back in the running to go out and potentially win a championship next year if they hit the portal well. And if Kyle Whittingham has a great first year, which they are, and their coaching staff is set.
Yeah.
It
really
essentially, Sharon Moore disappeared and we moved on the next day. Like, essentially irrelevant. It's old news now.
Yeah.
So is that fair? Let's take comparison. Let's take another Big Ten school. If that happened at a Michigan State, would we be talking about the same thing? Does MSU have the same donor base? No. Does
Well,
MSU
it
have the
happened
same
with Mel
access to
Tucker.
resources? No. Mel Tucker. I mean, I realize Jonathan Smith didn't pan out, but Jonathan Smith also wasn't the best coaching, probably the best selection at the time. But it's
Mike Elko
probably
would've
all MSU could get. It's probably all MSU could get. They weren't going to get Urban Meyer. I mean, I love Justin Spiro. Great guy. I think he does really good work. You weren't going to get Urban Meyer. And I don't want to go after Justin Spiro. That is not the person I want to go after. But he wasn't the only one who wanted
I got
Urban.
no comment on the guy.
But the front office obviously botched that. But MSU, any other school, if you don't have the same financial backing in the base that a school like Michigan does, you're not going to bounce back from something like that. You're not. It's going to set your program back years. Let's look at basketball, right? 8-win team.
Just about to say that.
8-win team. We get Dusty May. What happens? They're the best team in the country, hands down. Like it's you that didn't happen 10, 15 years ago. And so do I like it in some ways because it helps out my team? But if I was a really diehard fan of a squad or a program that did not have the access to resources that a place like Michigan does, I would hate it. I would absolutely hate it. And I remember the story, and I'll never forget this. I knew people that were, when they first announced it, that were at a huge conference of all these different SIDs.
Are you talking
college
NIL?
NIL.
Okay.
When they opened that up
Yeah.
and they announced that they were going to allow that in college athletics. I remember there's a former SID at Cornerstone University, which obviously Cornerstone, as it pertains to college football, it's an NAIA program, irrelevant. But he said that he was situated in between. On his right was Central Michigan, representatives from CMU. On his left,
Fire up.
On his left were representatives from UCLA. Okay? And so
I thought you were going to go Western, to be honest with you. My bad.
No.
I keep interrupting. My apologies.
No, you're good. But UCLA and CMU. And they make this announcement. Immediately, CMU representatives are like, oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, really? You're like, oh, man, we're done. We're cooked.
Yeah.
It's over. Like, the sustained success, kiss it goodbye. It's not going to happen. Because every single year, you're going to have to get a new team. Every single year. You can't compete with big budgets. You can't compete with schools that have donor bases and financial backing. And then on the UCLA side, what do? They're jumping up and down. They're hugging. Yes. This is
that. Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah. Popping champagne. This is great. Yes, we have the money. We can do it, guys. Maybe we can go win a championship now. That alone should tell you, good or bad, however you want to view it. It depends on who you ask. But that's what NIL has done to college athletics. That's it.
And
that's it right there.
And I will say, I mean, obviously, I was never part of any financial decisions at Central Michigan or anything like that. I'm not that too in tune with the university. But you're right, Nate. So every year when I was my 3 years of broadcasting their athletics there, every single year I had to, when I was looking at, because I did basketball and I did baseball, softball, and other different sports. But when it came to basketball, Ben's basketball, I couldn't go back to, I remember when they made this player made this play last year and how he improved. No, because they're all gone. There was, I think, in the 3 years that I broadcasted, I think they had, on an average, they had 3 returners. I think on average, But you're right. Like Central Michigan, looking at the basketball program, they had under Tony Barbie, and that's also the way that he coached and the way he interacted with the players. That's another different story for a different day. I think Coach Bronco was doing a little bit of a better job in terms of with the relationships with the players and eventually how things get going. But I will say this: every single year, I remember just scrolling through Twitter. Scrolling through Twitter, and I'm like, oh, he hit the portal. Yep, he hit the portal. Oh, and he hit the portal. Oh, our sixth man hit the portal. Oh, our starting center hit the portal. That's what it's like. And now that I'm watching Central Michigan football go through it, it's even worse now.